The man had only run 2 steps when his phone alerted him that he had committed a crime. A drone appeared in front of him and popped out handcuffs, asking him to put them on himself. The man wanted to refuse, but the system was ready to arrest him forcibly. He had no choice but to put on the handcuffs. He arrived at the prison, placed his personal items into a box, and a conveyor belt brought him a prison uniform. After changing into the uniform, he walked into his cell, and the screen began to introduce the prison services. But the man only wanted to know when he could leave. The screen displayed information about lawyers, but hiring one would cost $10,000. The man had no choice but to choose the free defense. The computer predicted that the probability of him being found guilty was 89%. With a sentence longer than 45 years. The AI advised him to plead guilty to reduce his sentence. The man broke down and demanded to speak with a real person. The screen displayed several terms, and the man immediately agreed. However, it would take time to connect to a human. He waited for hours, and when he finally woke up, the call had ended because his account balance was depleted. It turned out that calls were charged at $3 per minute. The man questioned this, but the system pulled up the terms, confirming that calls indeed cost $3 per minute. The man was furious and kept complaining. When he tried to sleep, the system asked if he wanted to turn off the lights, but turning off the lights also cost money. The next day, the system explained that he could work in the prison and earn wages through labor. The man chose to do manual labor and received a box to start learning how to knit sweaters. For each sweater he finished, a few cents were added to his account. Of course, the cost of food was deducted from his wages. The man kept working, and his account balance slowly increased. Eventually, he saved up $5. He requested to call his mother, and the call was quickly connected. However, his mother kept nagging him. As he saw his balance decrease, the man quickly explained that he was in prison. At that moment, his father also appeared on the screen, nagging him as well. He could only say that he needed $10,000. Suddenly, the call was cut off by the system because the balance had run out. The AI asked again if he would choose to plead guilty, and the drone reminded him that his court session had arrived. Under their constant pressure, the man completely broke down. Just as he was about to plead guilty, he saw a new message. It was from his mother, who had sent him money. The man immediately contacted the lawyer. The lawyer said the case was very complicated and advised him to plead guilty early, then ended the call. The man lost his last hope and had no choice but to accept his fate. That day, the system's voice came on again, telling the man that he could leave. He left the room in a daze and took back his belongings. During the time he had been imprisoned, he had lost his job. Finally, the man received a flyer from the prison, offering job opportunities at a textile factory for those being released.